In measure 7, we have the second finger on E on the 4th string, but we're going to substitute. We're going to change to the first finger on that E, like that. That's to set us up for the next chord change. Your third finger as a guide is going to slide up to the D. Now, when you substitute that first finger on that E, you're going to prepare the second finger here and the 4th finger here for their next chord. Second finger above the 5th string, the little finger above the 4th string, so they can just slide into that B minor chord. It's a little awkward, but you'll get the hang of it. You may have to sit there and just practice that change a bunch of times. Now, keep the third finger down on the melody. Lift the little finger when you play the G sharp here. Lift the little finger. Then that first finger becomes your guide finger to go to a half bar in the downbeat of the next measure, measure 8. So it just slides up and collapses into a half bar. You're going from the first beat an A chord, adding the second and third fingers. Now you're going to use your half bar and your second finger as your guide fingers to go to the 9th position, like that. It's a very secure shift as long as you use both the half bar and your second finger as your guides. Then going from the 9th fret back to the 5th fret, you're going to use your half bar as your guide and get a little bit of glissando on the slide. Use these glissandos to help cover your shifts. It gives you a little sound to fill in the blank spaces between these chords. It's very useful. Then, here you are at the 5th fret, and to get into measure 9, you're going to lift the little finger first, because you're going to lift that little finger because it needs to prepare above the first string, because it's going to be playing this high F sharp up here. So you play the chord, you lift the little finger, and then the half bar and the second finger are your guides to go up to 10th position. All you have to do is get that little finger on the high F sharp, and it's already prepared, as I just said. So it's actually a fairly easy change. And once again, use sliding noises, the glissando noises, to help connect you into the high chord. Then in measure 9, you're going to simply slide the half bar at the 10th fret down to the 9th fret, keeping the little finger down tight on that high F sharp. That's your melody. And then you're going to drag that little finger down as you're keeping your bar down. Drag the little finger down, and as you place the A chord on beat 3, you'll finally lift the bar. So you're here, you slide your half bar to the 9th fret, keep that there until you come to your A chord, lift, and then keep your little finger down as you go to beat 4. And you can lift, and should lift, the second finger off of the A that you had down. In measures 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we have, and some measures following, we have a lot of string damping of the bass strings that could be done. For instance, measure 8, going along, when we go into measure 9, into the high chord, we still have this low A ringing from the 3rd beat of measure 8. So that's actually what's ringing. Now, it's not objectionable. The open A is not dissonant with the high chord, but it is kind of muddy down here in the bass. So ideally, I would like to damp that A string when I play the high chord on the downbeat of measure 9. To do that, if you have a wide thumb, you can use the back of your thumb. As you play the 4th string, the back of your thumb touches the 5th string and damps it. Now, if you have a thin thumb, or if your hand position just doesn't permit that, what you can do, your A is ringing, just go ahead and play the high chord, and then go back and touch the 5th string and damp it. That works works perfectly fine. Going on from measure 9, going from beat 3 to beat 4, we have an open A ringing, and that's particularly muddy sounding. So I would want to damp the low A, and what I can do, I can go ahead and play the chord on the 4th beat, and then go back and touch the 5th string to damp it, like that. Or I could even use rest stroke on the thumb, which the thumb would come to rest against the 5th string and damp it like that. That's also another way to do it. Then, going from measure 9 to 10, we have the low E ringing into the A chord, the downbeat of measure 10. Again, it's not objectionable, it's not dissonant, but it does muddy up the bass a bit. So what I would do is I would use the back of my thumb to stop the 6th string as I played my 5th string, or simply play the downbeat and then go back and touch the 6th string to damp it. Either way works fine. And you'll have similar instances of string damping that follow, and the same techniques apply. If you're going from a lower string to a higher pitched string, 5th string to 4th string, or 6th string to 5th string, using the back of the thumb is a very easy way to do it if your hand position and the width of your thumb permit it. If not, simply play the next string and go back and touch the string that you wanted to damp, like that. If you're going from adjacent higher string to lower string, like that, again, you can go ahead and play the 2nd note and go back and damp the 1st note, or use rest stroke on the 2nd note and damp the 1st note that you played. Either technique is fine. In measure 10, we have our half bar on the A chord. We're going to slide that down as a guide finger. The 2nd finger stays. 1st finger slides down as a guide, and we add the 3rd finger to the F sharp. That's a tough change. It's a bit of a stretch. One of the secrets is to use light pressure when you make the change from the 1st chord to the 2nd chord. Don't bear down hard. Use light pressure. When you slide the bar, just barely have it on the strings as you slide down. Makes it a little easier. Then, going from beat 2 to beat 3, you lift the 3rd finger, but you keep the bar and the 2nd finger. Keep those ringing. Lift the 3rd finger so you can prepare 3 and 4 above their strings. And then you'll have a beautiful change into that high chord like that. Next, plant the 1st finger on the 3rd string at the 9th fret. What that's going to do, it gives you the 1st and 2nd fingers both as guide fingers, plus your little finger is a guide finger as well to take you to the downbeat of measure 11. So it looks like this. You hit your chord, plant the 1st finger on the 3rd string, play the A, and then these 2 fingers move as a unit down to the 6th and 7th frets. Just treat them as one finger. Plant and make your change. Little finger slides to the 10th fret. It is a bit of a stretch, but you have all those guides, so it makes it much easier to do, much more secure. Now in measure 10, if you can't do this change from here to here, that's a nasty stretch. If that's not doable, an alternative way to play it is to go with the 2nd, play the A chord like a traditional D chord fingering, 2nd finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, like that. Keep your 3rd finger down and finger the chord like that on the 2nd beat. Makes it reachable. Okay? Then plant the 2nd finger on the 2nd string That's your guide finger to take you up to the A chord. So it looks like this. Third finger stays put. Plant the second finger. Guide finger. Works very well. It's not quite as smooth as the other fingering, but if you can't make those stretches, this is certainly a good way to go. Then in measure 11, you will, as you play the downbeat, you damp the previous open A, either using the techniques we talked about just a while ago, either using the back of your thumb to stop the fifth string as you play this chord, or just play the chord and go back and touch the fifth string to damp it. Then, the second beat, I use a bar, my third finger, to bar the second and third strings at the 9th fret. You could do that, or if that's not easy for you, just slide the first finger that you have here on the third string, just slide it up into a half bar at the 9th fret. Now, I don't find that easy at all. That's it's hard to bring that up there and squeeze it in there, but if it works for you, that's fine. Either way, you've got to keep the little finger down on your melody. That's important. Then we go to a 4-string bar at the 7th fret, keeping the little finger down on our melody. It's got to stay there. And then we're going to slide our bar from the 7th fret to the 5th fret, and when we do so, we're going to change it to a 3-string bar, like that. So from here, change it to a 3-string bar, slide it down, and grab your E7th chord. Now, when you grab your E7th chord, you've got to damp the 5th string open. We can use rest stroke on the 6th string to come to rest against the 5th string to damp it. Or, probably easiest, is just play the E7th chord and go back and touch that 5th string to damp it. Then, going from measure 11 to 12, we've got our half bar down. All we have to do is lift the second finger and prepare these 2 fingers, and we are set to go seamlessly into the downbeat of measure 12, no problem. And once again, we want to damp a bass string, in this case the low E, as we play the open A. We can use the back of our thumb to damp it, or simply play the downbeat of measure 12 and then go back and touch the 6th string